Okay. Hi, everybody. I was just going to share what we've been doing. We wrote our grant to do two 10-week sessions at locations outside of the library to go out into the community and do coding clubs with high school and middle school age kids. And we had two locations written into the grant. One is the Boys and Girls Club, the Oscar Cross Boys and Girls Club, and the other is Sprocket Makerspace. It's a community makerspace that has just opened in Paducah. So we started in December at Oscar Cross, and I'll tell you more about that. I wanted to tell you a little bit about Paducah and McCracken County. Our library is centrally located in Paducah, which is a city of 25,000. And McCracken County has a population of about 65,000, and we have just the one branch. So outreach is really something that we have to work at, getting out into the community and reaching all of our population. So that was part of why we wanted to go to some different locations in the community. At Oscar Cross, we started in December, and we used CS First curriculum. We started out we learned a lot. We had a lot of technical difficulties at the beginning with Wi-Fi and connectivity. I had in mind right away that I wanted to buy Chromebooks or some kind of devices for outreach through this grant, but they had just purchased a set of Chromebooks at Oscar Cross, so we didn't need to buy Chromebooks. They had their own, but they had just got them, and they didn't have their Wi-Fi really worked out to where it was in the whole building, and it was slowing down quite a bit at first. And I think we might have lost some kids because of that. We started out with 12 kids and there weren't that many teens that fit our age group there. That was almost all of them. And throughout, some of them moved away and stopped coming to the center, and some of them just decided they didn't want to do it anymore. We ended up with 3 going all the way through. But the 3 girls that we had that went all the way through really, I think, got a lot out of it. We did the CS First curriculum, which is through Scratch, making video games. And we had done some sort of polling and research on what kids might be interested in terms of coding beforehand, was how we had chosen our 2 themes that we've done. At Oscar Cross, it was video games, and now at Sprocket, it's music. So they made video games in Scratch, and we had a guest programmer from a local company, CSI, Computer Services, Inc., come in and work with the girls as well. And then at the end, we made, each girl made a website to show off their work. So I wanted to just show you those. And we used Thimble for this. And we also had a learning curve there. I thought we had so many problems with logins and them remembering their logins and getting frustrated with password creation and creating accounts at the beginning that I thought we could all use the same account. But apparently with Thimble, you can't be logged in on more than one device with the same account. Since we only had 3 girls, we got through that. We just did one at a time, and kind of we all worked as a group on each website. And if you haven't looked at Thimble yet, I felt like everybody here is probably already familiar with Scratch and the block coding that is done in Scratch. Thimble is coding with HTML and CSS, and I felt like it was a good transition to kind of use some actual typed code to add to their experience with the block coding. And this is what the creation screen looks like, and it uses the Remix language similar to Scratch. So it was kind of a good thing. And we only did this for 2 days, worked on these. They're pretty simple websites. We didn't get into a lot of it, but I thought it was, they seemed to enjoy sharing. And they put links to all of their games on each website. Wanted to show Thimble. It just you have the HTML code on one side and the what your website looks like on the other side, and it auto completes if you type the beginning of a bracket code in HTML, like P, it puts the /P at the end for you. It was fun to use, and we're going to use it again in our next club. Let me figure out how to get back to my PowerPoint here on my screen. Sorry. Oh, these are pictures from Oscar Cross, Kristen from CSI. I don't know if you can see down at the bottom, sometimes there were more adults than kids in the room. Susan, who's my director, was with us, and Kristen was with us sometimes. And then Brian came a couple times to take pictures. So at the end, when we just had the 3 girls, sometimes there were 3 or 4 adults and 3 kids. Our next session, our next coding club that we started was at Sprocket Innovation Hub. And this is a new community makerspace in our community that we're excited to partner with. They have a lot of exciting stuff they're just beginning to get started with. We did purchase Chromebooks for this outreach project, and so we now have a set of 18 Chromebooks that we can use. Working with the staff at Sprocket has been great. They have a great staff, and they have a education director who wrote some curriculum. And I was going to show one of her lesson plans. It's linked here in the PowerPoint, though, so maybe I think it might just be easier just to say it's linked in the PowerPoint if you want to look at it. She pulled some educational objectives that are really cool from CSTA. There's a progressive educational objective sheet that they have online, and that's linked through here too, that has computer science learning objectives. And she wrote these lesson plans based on activities in Scratch that are from the CS First curriculum. But we're not using the CS First videos. We're just teaching them how to use Scratch.
At the Coke plant.
The Coke plant is a historic building that has been rehabbed over the last couple years here in Paducah, and is a great space. There's several new businesses in there, and then there's this community makerspace. We have had a couple of guests already, and we still have a few exciting guests that we're going to have come in. Susan is friends with the IT director of the St. Louis Cardinals, and he's going to speak to our group next week about his career and a little bit. And we're doing Scratch creations based on making music and making music displays and videos, but we're also getting to use some of the cool robotics and stuff that they have over there. So we've been able to do a little more over there. And we had a sign up ahead of time. This is all kind of new to us. We don't usually have patrons sign up for programs here at the library, but we needed to know how many were going to sign up and or how many were going to attend, and we had kind of a limited space. So we ended up with a crowd of homeschool students. They're mostly high school age, but they're almost 90% homeschool students. And they're just a different group to work with for me, and they're really all excited about it. Here's some pictures of their space over there in our group of kids that we're working with now. We have 4 more classes left, and they've made all their Scratch projects, and after next week, we're gonna hear from some computer science professionals and talk about careers in computer science. And then we're gonna build their websites to show off their work. And this group is a little better about having an email and not being intimidated by creating a login. So I think the Thimble will go well with them. They'll just create their own logins, and we shouldn't have any problems with that. And the Wi-Fi over there has been great. There's no problems with that. After our 10-week programs are over, I'm going to do something similar this summer at the library. We have a very busy time at the library. Some of our kids programs draw up to 200 kids during the summer at a time. I'm going to do on an off day, not when we're doing our big summer programs, but on an off day, I'm going to do coding camps 6-week sessions, and I'm going to open it up to some younger kids. When we were at Oscar Cross, we had limited interest from the older kids, but a lot of the 3rd and 4th and 5th graders were really interested, and I think that we might get a good group if we open it up to younger kids. So I'm going to probably do 2 sessions, one for 3rd through 6th, or 3rd through 5th, and then one 6th and up over the summer. And we've had a lot of cool things that we've got through the grant to play with in our programs. We have drop-in programs at our library several times a week. We have a Tuesday Wonder Time where kids can come in and do some sort of learning activity. And we've used our Dash and Dot robots that we got and have used in our coding classes. We've also used it for Wonder Time, and we have Creation Station on Saturdays, which is just from 1 to 4. We have out all these STEM learning and building toys. So we've added a lot of things to that, and we have game night at the library. We had got Code Monkey Island as one of our backup unplugged activities, board game, and we have Bloxels that we can get out during game night. So we've just been able to add a lot to what we're offering throughout the week here at the library already through this grant. So it's really exciting.